Hello. I think I'm live, but I'm just making sure here. I was having a microphone issue, so hopefully you can hear me. I was having a micro. Don't wanna do that. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure you are. We can. Okay. Okay. Don Polo in France. Real. Okay. Yeah, so for whatever reason my microphone wasn't picking up randomly. But I guess it is now, so that's good. Yeah, so the poll split three ways exactly. Huh. Yeah, I was a little bit surprised. I put up a poll and I'll just check the poll that I had on my channel what that's at right now. But it had 4 answers. Yeah, it's still at 4 votes. 1 for Kerbal Space Program, 1 for Lego Star Wars, and 2 for RimWorld. I wasn't quite expecting that. That was just kind of a few of my favorites, so I wanted to see if there's any interest among those, and yeah, I wasn't expecting RimWorld to get the most votes. I mean, it is only 4 votes, so it's hard to really get a good picture, but the in-stream poll here is perfectly split 3 ways, which is funny. But yeah, I definitely want to play what people want to see, but there doesn't seem to be much consensus right now. I might check back on that later to see if things change at all. But for now, I think I'll probably just stick with this. So, what I'm thinking, I'm going to do a... I'm not entirely sure if... Yeah, I probably want to do career mode to get the contracts and stuff. I feel like that'll make it a little bit more interesting. Oh, I just actually gotta do one thing here. KSP career mode or maybe RimWorld or ask me anything about space. KSP career mode, ask me anything about space. That's the title of the stream. Yeah. I was originally planning KSP, but then when I saw RimWorld was getting some votes, I added that. Since if maybe people would have liked to see that, but yeah, as it stands right now, there's no real winner. So I think I'll probably just keep going with this for now and see if things change. So yeah, I'm thinking of doing just career mode because I feel like that'll make it a little more interesting when there's actually like goals. I'll name this live stream career mode because maybe I'll come back to this. Because I mean, obviously can only get so far at a single stream, so I would like to come back to it in the future, assuming we actually get anywhere at all. And it's not just abandoned, but we'll see. Yeah, thanks, I got it, I think. So, it's been a little while since I've played career mode, but I think the first step is to go to mission control and grab some of this stuff. So, gather scientific data from Kerbin. That's a pretty easy one. Launch first vessel. That's also a pretty easy one. And I can only do 2 until I upgrade that. So basically... I don't actually remember. Does launch first vessel need to actually be launched? Like, you know, into the sky? Or can it just sit on the pad? Because I do have, I can do the goo. Cargo, utility, because I can add a parachute. Well, I'll just do this one first. There's a guy in here. Yep. Yeah, I'll just do this one first. Get the science and get that first contract. Obviously, it'll be a bit more interesting. Oh yeah, I forgot that in career mode you just start with this little crappy launch pad. Right. So I'm going to observe the mystery goo. Keep it. I'm going to do the crew report. Keep it. And then EVA report. Keep it. And I can't do a surface sample yet. So I think that might be it. So I'm going to recover this. And does that satisfy... Oh, I should have actually checked to see if it satisfied the contract. I'm sure it did. A little bit of science, recovered everything, and he doesn't get any experience for this. Yeah, that's not too surprising. So, active. Okay, so yeah, that doesn't cover launch. But I can also do escape the atmosphere. So, is that actually enough to unlock anything? I need 5 science. Okay, so I can actually unlock either basic rocketry or engineering. Oh. Oh, did somebody add a vote? Okay, there's now 2 votes for Kerbal... Oh, 3 votes for Kerbal Space Program and none for RimWorld. Okay. So RimWorld, the RimWorld vote was rescinded, I guess. Interesting. I'm actually gonna have to end this poll because OSB, or OBS, sorry, is being annoying. Like it wants me to answer my own poll, but I don't want to answer my own poll is the thing. I changed my vote. Career mode seems interesting enough. Okay, I see. I'll probably do RimWorld in the future, I'm sure. But yeah, probably not today. Oh, okay, I can get the poll. I can close the poll. Okay, there we go. I don't have to actually... I'll keep the poll going for now, just to see what comes in, but yeah. I've played KSP, but I'm not good at it. Yeah, that's a common thing. It is a hard game to learn. Because it does require some basic understanding of orbital mechanics to really do cool stuff. You know, the basics are not so bad if you've ever played like a flight simulator, but getting to like other planets especially is pretty tricky if it's not something you've ever really done before. I'm just trying to decide between basic rocketry or engineering. With engineering, I get decouplers, I get thermometers, and antennae, but here I get better rockets, liquid fuel. I'll probably do this first because I want to have the thermometer. That'll unlock the science faster, so then I can upgrade my stuff quicker. That's usually the way to go for this, because science is what allows you to do cooler stuff by unlocking better parts. So this might not make it to space, but the very next one should. So, where is my utility parachute? Okay. That also gives me decouplers, so I can land more safely. But this is all I have for an engine, so, I might just try this, see where this gets me. I don't think this is enough to get to space. I could always add just a second booster. That might do it. But if it doesn't, then it'll be kind of a waste. But it would be nice to get that second contract out of the way. Because I could just do this. The thing is this too heavy for the little booster? Probably not. We'll see what happens. That's kind of the goal of this game. Let's call this the go to space rocket, because that's what we want it to do. So I think our staging looks good. There are a lot of components to learn about Kerbal Space Program, but it is learnable. It is you eventually will just kind of get it. At least I didn't quite understand it at first when I first played it, but I definitely started to, the more I watched videos and kind of as I learned about like the actual physics. Yeah, so my first goal should be achieved immediately, which is just launching. And yep. So now the other one is to get to space. Am I going to space with this rocket? I don't think so. Oh. Yeah, see? I'm already out of fuel. I hope that doesn't damage the launch pad, actually. That wouldn't be so good. So, I do want to do my mystery goo. Keep that. I want to do my log temperature. Keep that. I'll do a crew report. Keep that. Oh, it's very close. It's not going to reach space, but that was quite close. What happens if the launch pad is damaged? You have to pay to repair it. You can't launch anything until you repair it. If I want to be risky, I could... Oh no, I have to unlock EVAs. I can't do EVAs. Because I could maybe do an EVA up here and get a little bit of extra science, even though I'm not quite into space. I'm high enough that I could safely jump out and then jump back in, but I don't have that unlocked yet. I think I might as well trigger this other mystery goo. Oh, because right, I'm in the upper atmosphere now. This one was probably from the lower atmosphere. Yes. Oop. No. Yeah, keep it. Do I like horror games? I haven't played that many horror games, if I'm being honest. Like, I've played, like... Actually, I think I will separate this now, just so that gets out of here. Hopefully, it'll fall and then not hit anything. Horror games. Yeah, I played, I think it's Phantasm. Is it Phantasm? Before. But, like, I've never actually played, like, Five Nights at Freddy's or... Like, I can't even think of any horror games. Phasmophobia. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Phasmophobia. I've never honestly been a huge fan of horror in general. Like horror games or movies or anything. I don't know. For video games, I definitely prefer games where I'm kind of doing like building towards something. So, you know, strategy games I really like. Role-playing games, sandbox. Yeah, I love most sandbox games. Is it possible to damage the buildings around the launch pad? Yes. So like I said, like how you can damage the launch pad if something crashes into it, all the other buildings, I believe all the other buildings can be damaged as well. And it's the same thing, they just won't work, like they won't do what they're supposed to do until you pay to repair them. Favorite movie? Favorite movie series would definitely be Star Wars. Ooh, that was loud. A singular favorite movie? Probably one of the Star Wars movies. Like, probably either Star Wars or Empire Strikes Back. But something that's not part of a series, off the top of my head, I'm not sure. I don't tend to rewatch movies all that often. Unless it's something I really like. Like, obviously, I've rewatched the Star Wars movies many times. Indiana Jones is another one. I've rewatched those movies many times. I haven't actually seen the new one yet, but I do intend to. I'm almost honestly more of like a TV show. Like, I really like Star Trek. The Star Trek movies, actually, like the original series movies. Next Generation movies. Well, First Contact was pretty good, but the other Next Generation movies weren't great. But yeah, Star Trek, I always liked. I'm more of like a binge TV shows kind of person. I do like movies, but I don't really have the, I guess, I wouldn't so much say attention span, because I mean, it's not that I can't watch a movie once I'm already watching it. It's just that I find it hard to commit to watching like a 2.5 hour movie. I'll sit there and I'll binge watch like 5 hours of a TV show instead. But to watch like a long movie, it's hard for me to convince myself to. And what's my favorite show? Well, that's another tricky one. I do tend to like series, like Star Trek as a whole. Like, The Next Generation, I think most people would agree, is one of the best sci-fi shows, and the best of the Star Trek shows, although Deep Space Nine is a close contender, I would say. And recently, I really liked Andor, the Star Wars show. That was very good. Okay, it's time to orbit, so well, we have enough science to unlock the new parts that we would need for that, I think. So we should be good there. Now, can I do any of these? Heat shield, splash down. I mean, I could do the heat shield splash down just at the end of my orbital flight. Test that at the launch pad. Test this. Is the MK16 the one that I already have? Oh, it has to be at a very specific speed, though. That's the thing I don't love about a lot of these contracts. It's like, it's very specific, so it's hard to kind of integrate them into another mission. You almost have to do their own mission. Like, test radio decoupler at the launch pad. I mean, I guess that would be pretty simple. Test this orbiting Kerbin. I might just stick with the orbiting for now, just so that I can do that without being distracted. So basic rocketry, yeah, I should probably get that. So I actually have enough to unlock 2 out of the 3 of these. So, survivability. That's a new sensor, which is always good, because more science is important. Stability, these are less important. And these, I mean, these would make getting to orbit much easier. So, I think I might do general rocketry and survivability, because that extra sensor, you almost always want the extra sensors. He sorts of looks like Penguin Zero. Penguin Zero, I'm not sure who that is. I've heard the name before. I recognize it from something. Oh, right. Okay. 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 Let's let's build something to go to orbit. So I don't need these little boosters. Fuel tanks. Need some fuel tanks. I don't actually know exactly how much of this I should have. Let's do the swivel. What is this royalty-free stock music coming from the game? I don't know. It might show up under the stream. I think sometimes that happens. Kevin MacLeod, yeah. Yeah. All the music in Kerbal Space Program, I think, is Kevin MacLeod. Just royalty-free stuff. I'd say they did a pretty good job, though. It feels like it fits. What am I looking for here, science? Well, I do need this. I need to add the barometer. And coupling. There we go. I think I will start this with... Ooh, actually, that might be kind of unstable. I do have these basic fins. That'll probably help with the stability. I mean, this should easily get to space. It's just a matter of... how much do I actually get for... I'm not sure. Oh, but... oh, wait. I actually already have the 2 contracts anyway, because I still haven't left the atmosphere. I forgot about that. I'm just gonna move this to make it symmetrical. Oop, not like that. There we go. Long rocket. Yeah, I mean, most rockets are pretty long. I'm a little worried about the stability of this. But we should be okay. Oh well. If it's unstable, that should make for good viewing anyway. SAS on, throttle up, and yeah, I might as well just go for it, I guess, and hope that... I could have actually turned the power of this down. I maybe should have turned the power of this booster down. Ooh, why did that go so pixely? No, we might be okay. I do hope this actually does reach space. That'll be kind of annoying if it doesn't. Okay, so I do want to start turning over. Not too much now, not too much, game. Not too much, I said. Stop that. Oh, right. I don't have, I was wondering why my orbit's not showing up, and it's because I don't actually have that unlocked, so I can't actually see how high I'm going. I don't think there's any way I can actually see that right now, is there? I just kind of have to guess. Like, is this high enough? I mean, it'll be pretty close. I can keep expanding my orbit here. Once I get to about the top of my orbit is when I want to circularize. I kind of overshot, I think, so I might not actually make orbit just because I might not have enough fuel. I was waiting for the apoapsis marker to show up. I can do a mystery goo, though. Well, in space near Kerbin. Keep experiment. And I can do a log of temperature. Keep experiment. I can do a log pressure data. Keep experiment. I can do a crew report. And I might as well transmit this one because I get full value. Oh, I don't have a usable comm. Crap. I'm pretty sure I even unlocked them. I just didn't put one on. It is good to transmit your stuff if you can, just that way, if there's an accident, you don't lose it. Yeah, I went way too high. So I don't actually know if I'm going to have enough fuel to circularize my orbit. I'm just going to wait until I'm, like, near the top, because that's when it's most efficient. Oh, it's gonna be very close. Oh, it's gonna be so close. It's so close. But if I keep going, if I do actually circularize my orbit, I might not make it. Like, I might not be able to break orbit and actually come back down. I'm just gonna see what happens, like how far I actually get here. Oh no, if I was a little smarter with my yeah, if I was a little more efficient. Actually, is this high enough to actually get another... Well, 10 more science. Keep that. Yeah, if I was only a little more efficient, I would have actually got... I would have made it to orbit. But, oh well. I made it to space at least. So I'm going to just separate from this. I don't need that anymore. Come back down, I guess. See what my next objective is. And I hope the heat is not too bad. I hope everything survives. Because I don't want to lose all this science. That would be bad. So let's hope. Oh, yeah, the heat's starting. Is everything happening in KSP simulated for like real time, so it would take days to get to the moon, or is it different? Yes. Sort of. The solar system in KSP is smaller than ours, so it wouldn't take days to get to the moon, but it would take many hours. But it's pretty realistically simulated in that way, yes. Oh god, no, I lost my thermometer. Oh no. No, I'm gonna lose this one next. Stop that. Stop it. Stop it! No! 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 I lost all the science. No. I didn't lose that one, at least. Ooh. That's rough. That's a lot of science that I am not going to have now. Because when you collect science, the second time you collect it, you don't get as much. Though I do wonder if, because I didn't actually return it, if I can get the full amount still, or if I'm just screwed in that sense. I don't know, we'll have to see. That really sucks. All my science exploded. What was I saying? Yes. But Kerbal Space Program is, yeah, it would take like days or weeks or months or maybe even years to get to some of the planets. But you can fast forward, which is why the game is actually playable. Because obviously without the fast forwarding it wouldn't be. When Kerbal Space Program was first being developed, like the very first couple versions, they didn't actually have like the time warp. So if you wanted to like orbit the planet, you had to just sit there and wait like an hour for the orbit to actually just happen in real time. So there was that. Oh, this was land. Oh, I didn't realize that. I was thinking that this was like the middle of the ocean. I was wondering why there was no splash. I could do an EVA because I can do a couple things here. I can take the data. See, now if I had EVAs unlocked, I could have collected the data from... Actually, could I have transferred the... Oh, no. Could I have transferred the data into the command module? I don't remember. I know if I could EVA, I would be able to go and collect the data and just keep it in the capsule. That way, even if the experiments exploded, it wouldn't have actually mattered. I can remove my helmet. Am I on Kerbin? Yes. Just back on Kerbin. Yep. I will keep that EVA report. I will head back in. Board, and I will do a new crew report because I'm in a different part of the planet. Actually, I could go and collect this. Can the Kerbals die, or are they immortal? Because he just took off his helmet, so I'm confused how he didn't die. Unless this is on Earth. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Oh, yeah, this is Kerbin. So this is the Kerbal Space Program equivalent of Earth. All the planets in Kerbal Space Program, well, not all of them, but it's roughly based on our solar system. So there's Moho, which is like Mercury. There's Eve, which is kind of like Venus. And then there's Kerbin, which is Earth. Duna's Mars. Drez, I guess, would kind of be Ceres. Jewel is Jupiter. Jewel kind of fills in for all the gas giants because there's only the one. And then Elu is, I guess, kind of like Pluto, maybe. But yeah, there's only 2 places that you can take off your helmet and live. Well, I shouldn't say that. The game just won't let you take off your helmet if you're somewhere where you wouldn't have survived. But the 2 like habitable places are Eve and no, not Eve. Eve is definitely not. Kerbin, which is where I'm at, which is where you start, and what's the other place? Lathe, one of the moons of Jewel, is habitable. It's like a big ocean world. 53. I got 53 science and I lost most of it, so that kind of sucks. I could have gotten a decent amount. He still doesn't get any experience. I think you get experience for being in an orbit. I could be wrong about that. What do we got here? Okay, we don't actually have any like world record things unlocked right now. I mean, we do still have to get into orbit. So I could do advanced rocketry, which would definitely allow me to get into orbit. What is this? Starshot 8. Oh, fireworks. General construction. Space question. Is a white hole possible? I've heard many different things. Oh, Science Junior. Yeah, let's unlock that. Is a white hole possible? That's a very good question. So basically, a white hole, the idea... I'm just trying to remember what I upgrade here. Kerbals can... Okay, so I have to upgrade... Okay, so I can actually upgrade this. That's not actually that expensive. And this is where I also hire more people if I need to. Yeah, so I'm just still gonna, again, focus on getting to orbit here, I think. So a white hole is the theoretical opposite of a black hole. So a black hole, everything, it attracts everything, and a white hole repels everything, which is why it would be white, because it would repel all light. So it would just basically, like a black hole is the black is black, a white hole would be like the whitest white. So the idea is that, well, I guess there's a few different ideas. One idea is that white holes are the other side of black holes. So if you fall into a black hole, you come out of a white hole, probably dead. You probably wouldn't survive that. But that's one of the ideas. Like, everything that falls into a black hole gets shot out of a white hole on the other side. And by other side, I mean somewhere else in space or in another universe or something like that. They're very theoretical. So whether one's actually possible is a very theoretical question. But I mean, black holes were once theoretical and people didn't believe they could ever exist, but they very much do. we have pictures of them, so are white holes possible? It's hard to say. I don't actually know enough about white holes to really give a proper answer because, yeah, I should be using this service bay actually to hide stuff so they don't all explode. I think this is the one that you can open. Yeah, close. So actually what I want to do is put everything in here, and then I can collect the data now that I can EVA and just bring it inside the capsule where it'll be safe and I don't have to worry about it. So yeah, I'm just gonna throw this stuff in here, and then I'm gonna throw a goo guy. I also have the experiment storage unit. That's for if I want to do like an automatic mission, like an automated craft. I don't remember what the keys are for this. There is a shortcut key, so I could use it to line this up, but I don't remember what it is. So I'm just going to try and eyeball this. I want to just kind of center it so that it doesn't cause like a weight imbalance. I mean, that's pretty close. That's probably close enough. And I think that's everything I have in there. And then I also have the Science Junior, which is a good one. Lots of science to be made here. Favorite song? That's a hard one, because I don't know if I'd say I have a single favorite song. My favorite types of music are... I do like a wide range of music between rock and metal and good country, you know, like not modern country, but you know, the actual good stuff. Even like orchestra, like movie themes, you know. I love a lot of music like that. I mean, I guess those aren't really songs. I don't know. I don't actually listen to all that much music, especially not songs. I listen to a lot of just like orchestral music, you know, movie soundtracks or just stuff that was made somewhere else. You know, I like to listen to that kind of thing when I'm doing other stuff because it's not distracting the way sometimes a song with lyrics can be. Do I like Black Sabbath? I never really listened to them. I might like them, I'm not sure. I don't listen to a lot of music, so I don't tend to try a lot of new music. Do I have a favorite soundtrack OST? Ooh. I really like the Star Wars music for the most part. Though I've seen Star Wars so much that I don't really like. I wouldn't really listen to the music on its own. But because you know I hear it enough. What else? I mean, Lord of the Rings. That soundtrack is very good. I'm doing too much stuff in my head right now. I'm drawing blanks. Oh, actually, I'm gonna save this. One thing I want to do before I forget is see if I can upgrade my patched conics. Is that in here? No, it's the tracking station. Ooh, that's a very expensive upgrade. That's a very expensive upgrade. Because the launch pad, I can only do 18 tons right now. I mean, I could afford to upgrade the launch pad and this. It would use up all my money, though. I wouldn't even have enough money. No, I don't want to quit the game. I actually wouldn't have enough money to left over to actually launch the ship. Is the problem? Okay, I'm not actually even close to the 18 tons, so I won't worry about that right now. Let's see how big of a ship I end up with here before I do anything. I think I probably want that. So this is the same ship I just had, except now there's more weight. So it's not going to be enough, but I could always just add more fuel. And be a little more careful with the launch. Am I forgetting anything, first of all? I got all my sciences. Lanky rocket, yeah. I know. I don't have any radial decouplers yet, so I can't put anything side by side. I mean, I could put like 3 boosters all next to each other. That would probably be really overkill, though. I just need to get this to orbit. And I think this should be capable of reaching orbit. It's just... I might put a communitron on here, so that way I can transmit any science that I can transmit at 100%. So that way I don't have to risk losing that. Got my parachute. I don't actually have any heat shields yet, do I? Utility. Yeah. Oh no, I do. Okay, maybe I should. Do I really need a heat shield, I should say. Oh, that's little. Might as well. I can't actually like lower the weight. I think that lowers the weight. Yeah. Only like halfway. Can I launch a satellite with this? Yes. Well, if I can get this to reach orbit, then definitely. And I will have to launch satellites at some point for communications, because in career mode, well, actually, in any mode, I'm assuming that I have, like, you need line of sight communications, right? If you're on the far side of the moon, for instance, you can't transmit a message through the moon. So you need to have like a satellite in orbit to get around the moon, for instance. So yeah, I'll definitely have to be launching some satellites at some point. I just want to make sure I have everything. This is very similar to what I just launched, so I'm a little scared it might not actually reach, but I can upgrade the map, which will make things a little better. I just want to check if there's anything else I should upgrade first. This is a very good upgrade, because then I can take more contracts. There's nothing new in here right now. I can upgrade that. I mean, that's a very expensive upgrade. I think I'm gonna upgrade this because they're so important to be able to actually see what you're doing. So I think this is ready. I think I should be able to make this work and get the money, or get the record, or whatever you call it, and you get some money with it. Will this actually tell me? Okay, yeah, I get a bunch of other records already, just kind of as they happen. Yeah, I think everything is good to go here. Let's see what happens. if this can get to space, I'll be doing pretty good. Like, because once I reach orbit, the next step, I don't remember what the next thing that they get you to do is. Probably go to the moon. I mean, that'll be soon. Yeah, because now I can actually see how high I'm going, which is pretty useful. I'm gonna start turning over. Oh, no, 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 no flipping. Oh, God. That's not good. No, I need a... Ooh, that's very bad. What's the best fuel type to use? Uh-oh, yes, uh-oh is right. Come on, I just need this... Once I'm out of the atmosphere, I should be able to flip... Oh, God. No, 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 no. Come on. Turn! Yes, there we go. I lost a lot of speed there, so... We might still be in this, but I'm not super hopeful. But we'll try it. Right, best fuel type. So, Kerbal Space Program has really two... Well, no, it has three fuel types. Liquid fuel, just generic liquid fuel. Solid fuel, and... oh no, I'm way too deep in the atmosphere for this. Well, I think this mission is another failure. Oof. Can I at least get to space to collect the science that I didn't get before? Let's try that. This is why you gotta switch. Don't just play the game from the map, because then you miss what's actually going on. Yeah, I should have kept going up a little more and then turned over. Because, yeah, I still got to a pretty good height. If I had more fuel. Getting to orbit can be kind of difficult with the parts you start with, because they're not very good. Okay, so... Let's see, I want to open this up. Let's do the Science Junior. We will keep that. Let's do the goo. 10, we'll keep that. Let's do the temperature, keep that. Let's do the barometer. Okay, so yeah, so the ones that I actually failed to retrieve look like I get a second chance to do them. Okay, I don't get to do the crew report again. Okay, so EVA. So I can do an EVA report from just above Kerbin's water. Right, so if I wait until I'm over a different part of land, I can do an EVA report again and get another one. Right, but best fuel type. So the fuel type depend... Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on, why... This is not how the Kerbins... Normally they follow the camera, I thought. I might have to play with the controls here. Right, but I want to collect the data. Uh-oh, part 2? Yeah. Uh-oh, part 2. Collect. Take data. Okay, so I got all my data. Okay, so something is not right here. Because I thought... Okay, I don't actually see controls. I didn't see. Okay, something's not right here because the way that the Jeb is being controlled is not the way it's supposed to be. Like normally they go whatever direction the camera's pointing. So I'm really not used to that. Okay, so now we got all of our data in here, so we'll be... I am going to check... Try and be quick about this so that the stream doesn't die, but KSP EVA controls. Controls. Space will rotate the active Kerbal to match the camera direction. Okay, I thought you didn't have to do that, but I guess maybe I'm wrong. Like, I thought that just was automatic, that he would face the camera. Or not, or face away from the camera, I should say. What I want to do is try and get over the land and do another EVA report, because that'll give me something new. Yeah, Kerbin's Grasslands. There we go. Board again. And I don't think I'm going to pass over any other land. No. So, yeah, I don't really need that anymore. I don't need the rest of this anymore, because I mean I collected this. I collected my other science here, so I can just... I think I'm okay to separate. Why did I do that? I didn't need to have this be a separate thing. I don't know why I did that. Separate again, because I don't need that anymore. So now I just want to face the right direction for when I re-enter. Right, what was I saying? Oh yeah, fuel types. So, each fuel type basically has its own advantage. So liquid fuel can be turned on and off. And throttled, which is its main advantage. Solid fuel, so like the boosters, like that I was using, once you start those, they just go until they're done. You can't shut... maybe you can cut them off, but once you cut them off, you can't start them again. Once you're done with them the one time, you can't use them anymore. So, which is why they're only really used as boosters to like get off the launch pad. It was the same thing with, if you ever watch a rocket launch, large rockets will often have 2 solid boosters on either side, like the space shuttle did, for instance. That's all that does. Then there's also ion propulsion, which is kind of like half electric propulsion, so it's very efficient, but very slow. You only really use that for like little satellites and things, for like course corrections. You wouldn't really use it on a ship that, like, you know, people are on or something. There is also nuclear rockets in KSP, but they just use the normal liquid fuel. They're just a more efficient type of rocket. They're less powerful, but they're more efficient. So you don't really use them on planets so much, but you use them like in space. Okay, so the heat shield is doing its job. So hopefully we will recover everything just fine this time. I mean, we're lucky last time that we even survived, because everything overheated. Which I was a bit surprised by. I thought coming down from just, you know, a low orbit, I didn't think you were moving quickly enough. Yeah, I only used 5 of the ablator on the heat shield, so I really don't even need a full heat shield. I didn't think I was going quickly enough for everything to explode like that, but apparently I was, which is kind of annoying. I don't actually know where I am. One thing that's kind of annoying about this game is that when it's dark, it's dark. Like, I don't know what this looks like on the stream, but, you know, you might be able to make out the land barely. It looks like I'm going to land in water, which is good because I'll be able to do another EVA report. What will I do for 300 subs since you're 1 away? I've been thinking about that. This stream was originally going to be my 300 sub, you know, so, oh, I gotta deploy the parachute. That would be bad. Yeah, this stream was going to be my 300 sub stream, but then I just didn't quite get there. I woke up yesterday at 299. And then a few hours later, I was back down to 298, and then today I'm back up to 299. So it's been a little bit of a struggle to get to that 300 mark. I'm just really hoping that I do get there and continue to go past it, because, you know, obviously 1,000 is the big one that you need to get to. So I'm hoping I can make it happen. My latest videos, I uploaded a couple videos and they really didn't do very well at all. So I don't entirely know why those ones failed so hard when the couple videos I uploaded before were doing pretty well. You think the mic's crackling a bit? That might not have been the mic, that might have been the game. It kind of makes like crackling sounds sometimes. Just keep pushing and you will make it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping. EVA report from Kerbin's Shores. Oh, so does this not actually count as like open water? Interesting. Huh, okay. Well, I got it, and yeah, recover. So how much science am I going to get from this? Hopefully enough to make up for the fact that I still didn't actually make it to orbit. Because I'm going to start running out of money if I don't get that done. What am I doing? Oh yeah, science. 73 science. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. What can I get for 73 science? I can get advanced rocketry. I can get... I mean, advanced rocketry will basically make it super easy for me to get into orbit. General construction is less important. This is more so for, like, structural stuff. Crew cabins are going to be necessary once I start getting tourists. That's one of the main ways to make money in career mode is tourists will be like, you know, they want to go to orbit, so you take them. I don't really need the winglets. I mean, this will help with the stability. Aviation. Aviation is useful for like the missions where you have to like go to specific points on the planet, but they're not super useful for the space related stuff, which is more so what I care about. Electrics, yeah. Flight, okay, so I think I'm just gonna do advanced rocketry, just so I can get this done with and move on. Yeah, ferry 4 tourists. So I have 4 tourists that want to go on a suborbital flight. I have 5 days to accept it. So I mean, this is like a pretty easy way to make money if I have a ship that can handle it. Now, if I had unlocked the crew cabins, I'd easily be able to slap a couple of those on and then take these 4 to orbit. The only problem is now I don't have enough science for that, and I don't know if I will, because what is this, 45? I'm at 10? Maybe, we'll see what happens. Okay, so now, third time's the charm. This one's going to work. I'm going to get myself into a stable orbit, and yeah, I could even try for a high orbit, so that way I can get more science out of that. So that might be what I do. So, actually, did that unlock? What am I looking for? Couplings. Yes! Radial decouplers. Those are the big ones. Those make it a lot easier to fly a ship properly. So, I'm gonna... What is this guy? Okay, he's just a wider tank. I'm not quite ready for that. Okay, slap... You know what? Just to make sure that this works, I might as well go for the overkill option. Okay, so if I do my decouplers just on the sides, and then I can slap these boosters on the side, right? So now I can have my engine firing for stability, and the boosters and everything. And actually, probably what I will do is I will limit the thrust to maybe 75. Yeah, because if you go too fast too quickly, then you'll start to burn up in the atmosphere before you even reach space. So you want to avoid that. What else we got? Oh yeah, I want some flaps for stability. Aerodynamics, winglets. These I don't think you can actually control, but we'll see. Okay, so a couple of... No, come on. A few winglets here. That'll add to the stability. Really? I can't center those better? There, that's better. That'll add to the stability of those. The AVR8 you can control. What is the AVR8? Oh, okay. Okay, AVT1. Okay. So you're saying that there's a winglet that I can control. Yeah. No, these ones are AVT1. I don't think these ones are controllable. Not that I really need them to be. I mainly just need them there to stop me from flipping. The engine is enough to actually move me back and forth. And I might even just slap these little guys on there. I don't know if they'll do much, but... Yeah, so I have all my science. Jeb is in there. I can get rid of some ablator, because I don't need that much, and... Uh-oh. I just realized I am over... Oh, I'm over the mass limit by a lot. I lost a lot. Can I upgrade the launch pad? Let's see. Oops, no. Can I... Oh, just barely. Just barely. I can afford to do that. Do I actually have enough money left over to launch this thing is the question. I do not. Whoopsie daisies. Okay. Let's see if I can take on a contract to get some money. That's something simple that I can do. So. There we go, test the decoupler at the launch site. Yeah, there we go. That'll get me the money I need. Why do parts of rockets fall off launch like it looks like the pieces are falling? You mean like when a rocket is launching, there's stuff falling off of it? That is usually ice. Because rocket fuel is so cold, it has to be kept cold. Like it's like stuff like liquid oxygen and like liquid. I don't think liquid nitrogen is a fuel, but it's that kind of thing. You know, liquid oxygen, liquid hydrogen. So the fuel tanks are so cold that as it's sitting on the launch pad, ice, like condensation from the air, forms. You know, it's the same idea as if you have like a glass of a cold drink, how you get the condensation on the glass. They get the same thing, only it's so cold that it's ice. So when it launches, you get this stuff falling off. It's usually just ice. That's all that is. Okay, so I need to save this, and I'm actually going to do a new... I just need to launch something with this decoupler on it. Coupling. There we go. I just need to test this, and then I get my money, and then I can launch my ship. Okie dokie. So. Wait. I didn't do it, did I? No. Where is... Oh, I'm looking under the wrong thing. Okay. Yep, everything's good, so... Ooh. That actually could have been bad. I wasn't thinking about that. But I think that... Yep, that satisfied it, so recover. And now I have the money to launch. I should have enough money. I was only a few thousand short. Yep, I'm at 17,000 now. Ooh. It's quite close. I need this one to work, or else I might be taking out a loan. Go to space rocket. Let's open that up. I'm gonna check the okay, actually I want this rocket to activate at the same time, just for stability. Oh, I don't need this decoupler. I can just throw the whole thing away when I'm done. I don't need that. Yeah, I think we're looking good. So I should be able to launch this. So I'm gonna actually kind of try and go for a high orbit, which I think is 120 kilometers. So that unlocks new science. Like if you do the same experiments at a high orbit, you get more science. Okay, so I actually want this throttle to be really low, just for, you know, it's just so that it can give me the stability. Okay. I'm hopeful for this one. I mean, lots of fuel, the boosters, the winglets should stop me from flipping over and doing like somersaults like I was. That's what really killed me on the last one. I lost all my speed because, like, the thing about orbits is that it's all about speed. You need to be going sideways really fast so that you miss the planet as you fall. And if you're not going fast, then not good. Can you create bases on planets and moons in this? Yes. So everything in Kerbal Space Program has persistence. Oh no. Okay, that's... I'm actually going to revert this. because that was just... the staging was wrong. Well, it wasn't wrong, it's just I didn't realize what I was doing. So actually... but yeah, the basis thing, so everything in the game is persistent. So if I send a satellite, if I put up a satellite or space station, like that'll stay there and I can come back and visit it. If I land something on another planet, it'll stay there. And I can have Kerbals go and live there. And so yeah, so anything you put anywhere in this game will stay there. So you can build all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah. I mean, actually a space station is one thing I'll probably have to build in order to really... It helps to go places because you can launch a ship, dock with the space station, refuel, and then keep going. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that you can do. I might actually just not bother enabling that middle engine for now, just because I will screw up. I might screw that up again. Okay. Do you prefer games that are easy or ones that provide more of a challenge? I would say for me, games, it's less about easy or hard, and it's more about what can I do in the game. Okay, here's a better way to put it. I prefer a game that starts out easy, but it gets progressively more involved. Not necessarily harder, but like, you know, base building games where you gotta keep track of more and more things. You know, strategy games where, like, you know, like something like Civilization, right, where your empire just keeps getting bigger and bigger and you have more stuff to keep track of and that kind of thing. Those are the kind of games I like. So, I mean, I guess that in... Oh, no. Okay. That was kind of a screw up, but I don't know if it'll affect me that bad. What I really need is for Jebediah to level up, so that when Jebediah levels up, I unlock more stability options, and that actually makes things much easier. I do need to be careful, though, that I don't turn over too low in the atmosphere, just because the atmosphere is gonna eat up all my speed. That seemed like bad news for launch. No, that wasn't the launch pad. The boosters crashed into each other. So actually, it's very good for the launch pad because it means, well, actually, there's something still going. I don't know what that was. The other thing is, once you get a certain distance away, your debris will despawn. So once I'm high enough, I don't actually have to worry about it. But yeah, no, the boosters, I'm pretty sure they crashed into each other and exploded. So the launch pad should be pretty safe. Yeah. But yeah, games. I don't know. I prefer games where you gotta think and you gotta work towards something. Like, I'm not a huge fan of story-based games, just because if I want a story, I'll watch a movie. Like, I get the appeal of them. It's kind of like interactive movie, but for me, if I'm playing a game, I prefer to kind of play something that actually involves like planning and kind of executing your plans. Basically strategy is what I'm trying to say. Strategy games. But even stuff like, you know, like Kerbal Space Program, you know, it involves a lot of figuring things out. You know, in order to get to like the far off planets, you have to build up like I said, like fueling stations and a satellite network, and you know, there's a lot to do, which you could say is hard, but I don't know if I necessarily call it hard so much as I just call it you know, working towards a larger goal or something. Am I really not going to make it again? I'm not going to make it into my high orbit, I don't think. I should make it into at least a low orbit, though. If I don't, I'm going to be very upset. Yeah. Well, actually, I don't have to go into a high orbit. I just need one side of my orbit to be high, which I might be able to do if I'm very careful about this. Very efficient. Okay, periapsis. Okay, I'm definitely going to make it to orbit. So we finally got that out of the way. Although, after saying all that, it's kind of funny because one of my favorite games of all time is LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Saga, which is very much just like a linear, story-driven game with, like, it doesn't involve really any creativity or building things or anything like that. So, I mean, there are games like that I like. I like couch co-op or party games, Mario Party, Mario Kart. I don't love racing games so much, but I do like games that multiple people can be in the same room playing the same game, like as a social thing. I do like those kind of games. Not that I actually end up doing that very often, but hopefully I can get myself to do a bit more, because I do very much like multiplayer games. You know, one of my favorite games of all time is Minecraft, and I exclusively play multiplayer. I only ever played single player in Minecraft once, when I first bought it in 2011. I played single player for a month, and then I just had multiplayer servers with my friends ever since. But I like that. I like playing games with people. I don't play very many games alone. One game, I guess, is Skyrim, because another kind of game I like is role-playing games. You know, because Skyrim kind of, in games like that, you gotta build up your character, you know, you gotta unlock stats, perks, find new armor, find new equipment, weapons. What's happening now? So, I'm in orbit, actually. It didn't trigger. Why? Oh, no, it did. Okay. So I achieved orbit. I don't actually know if I made any money. I hope I made some money off of that. So basically, I'm in orbit. That's what my trajectory is. It's just a circle around the planet. So what I'm thinking about trying is raising my orbit. Because if one side of my orbit goes above 120,000 meters, then I can... I'll be considered, like, high above the planet, which will just unlock... It's just a new, like, location in terms of collecting. Because you can only collect each type of science from each location once, and get the full value for it. So you kind of have to go to different locations, and low above the planet and high above the planet are considered, like, separate locations, sort of. I do still need to make sure that I keep enough fuel to actually get back down, but I should be okay. I'm just gonna... Let's do 130, so that way I have a little bit of a window there to actually do this stuff. Yeah. So now I'm just gonna head around to there. and hopefully collect my science. I'm gonna have to be kind of quick about this because I'm only gonna be that high up for a short time. Okay, so once I hit 120, I think is the number. I could be wrong. Okay, 120. Okay, I gotta be quick about this. Open thermometer, log temperature. Oh no, it's still in space near. Then what's high? I'm actually gonna look that up right quick, just to see if I can do it. KSP high above Kerbin. $250. Ooh. Can I pull that off? No, I want to go back. Oh, no. I want to... Yeah, just reset it because that's not worth it. I might be able to do it. Once you're in space, you don't need a lot of fuel to do things. Getting space is halfway to anywhere, as they say. When it comes to multiplayer games, do you prefer cooperative or competitive? Also, sorry about the non-space related questions. It's all good. Just something to keep, you know, the stream going. I don't know. I don't know if I have a strong preference one way or the other. I don't play very many competitive games. Like, you know, I guess the classic competitive games. Like, I don't play very many shooters, or... Well, I don't play any shooters, or things like that. So, I do tend to prefer stuff like co-op, you know, like I said, I really like Minecraft. I don't play on servers, I play on my own servers, so I tend to play that more cooperatively as opposed to competitively. You know, one of my favorite games is Civ 6, which I play competitively. There is an option to play it kind of cooperatively, but it's weird and doesn't really make a lot of sense to play it cooperatively. Because I'm pretty sure only one person still wins in the end. I don't actually remember how it works, but, I probably lean more towards cooperative games. I would have to say. Stuff like Minecraft, or Stardew Valley, Terraria. KSP 2 is actually supposed to have a multiplayer mode. I don't actually know how that's going to work exactly, but I'm assuming you can at least choose to play that cooperatively. That should be interesting to see. I don't know. I haven't actually been playing that many games lately, so it's kind of hard for me to think of examples. I'm very low on fuel, but that's okay. How many planets are there in KSP? There are... Well, okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 planets. And then there's several moons. So Kerbin has 2 moons. It has, like, the moon. Which is, you know, kind of the equivalent of our actual moon. And then it has Minmus, which is kind of just like a little asteroid thing. Eve... Does Eve have a... I think Eve has a moon. Eve has Gilly, I think, which is a teeny tiny, like, Gilly is so small that if your Kerbin, or if your Kerbal jumps, I'm pretty sure, like, that'll be an escape trajectory. Moho, I don't believe has moons. Duna has Ike, which it doesn't really match with Mars's actual moons, but it's just kind of, it's a fairly large moon. Drez, I don't think has moons. Jewel has several moons. It has Lathe, which I mentioned earlier, which looks very similar to Kerbin. It has Bop, which is just a tiny little thing. It has Val. It has other ones too. I don't quite remember them all. Okay, yeah, I gotta pay attention here, because I want to get high above Kerbin to do my science, and then go home, and hopefully have some money and some science. Okay, so as soon as I hit 250, I'm good to go. Okay. This should be high above now. Log temperature. There we go. High above Kerbin. See, I get all brand new science. Observe the mystery goo. High above Kerbin. Keep experiment. Log pressure data. High above Kerbin. Do this thing. High above Kerbin. I'm going to do the crew report. High above Kerbin. Keep that. I'm going to EVA. I'm going to do the EVA report. High over Kerbin. I'm going to keep that. Oh. Oops. There we go. Oh, pressing the wrong buttons here. There we go. Okay, actually, I do want to grab the data from there. And, okay, now I need to go collect. I gotta go collect the stuff down here. Collect. Collect. Can I reach that? Take data. Take data. Okay, I got all the data. And now I just gotta go climb back inside. No, come on. Board. There we go. So, I should actually be good to return now. I got all my science. And so what I gotta do now is just lower my orbit. And then I need to get back down. Actually, I went slightly further than I intended there, but whatever. Oh, relating to your recent video, what do you think Uranus should have been named? So, yeah, so I think Uranus being named along the lines of, like, Saturn is Jupiter's father, so it should be named after Saturn's father. I think that probably makes the most sense to me. But of course, because Jupiter and Saturn are Roman gods, not Greek, you know, the Roman equivalents of the Greek gods, Zeus and something else. I don't quite remember. But Uranus is the Greek name. The Roman name would be Caelus, if I'm saying that right. So I feel like Caelus, to me, Caelus would have been my pick. Like, at the time. I mean, obviously now, you would never, like, rename it. Kronos for Saturn. Okay, maybe. So it'd be... Well, did Kronos come before Zeus? Zeus, Kronos, Caelus? Is that what it would be? But yeah, whatever... No, sorry, Zeus, Kronos, Uranus would be the Greeks. Zeus, Kronos, Uranus, or Jupiter, Saturn, Caelus. Yeah. So, Uranus is the only planet that is named after a Greek god instead of a Roman one, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. It's also the only planet with moons that aren't named after Roman or Greek mythology. The moons of Uranus are actually named after Shakespearean characters. Because it was this whole thing of, like, the people who discovered it were like, we don't want to name it after ancient gods because, you know, this is the, like, Renaissance. we're too enlightened for that. So they wanted to name it other stuff. You know, they wanted to name it just bizarre. You know, well, like is mentioned in the video, stuff like they wanted to name it George's Star, and at one point someone suggested Neptune, George III, Neptune, Great Britain as names for a planet. Just bizarre. But eventually, picking the name Uranus, part of the compromise there was that, okay, we'll name it after the Greek god, but the moons aren't being named after mythology. They're being named after Shakespeare characters. So yeah, it's the only planet whose moons are named after Shakespeare characters from Shakespeare's plays, as opposed to Greek. Because the standard for planets is to, whatever god they're named after, their moons are named after a god that's related to them, usually. Like a wife or children or something like that. But yeah, it's the only one that's not. I mean, I guess the Earth, you know, the moon is not a Greek... Well, actually, I take that back. Maybe it is. The moon might play a role in Greek mythology. Because, I mean, I guess the Earth does. You know, Gaius. Or, Gaia... What's the Earth? Gaia? In Greek, and Terra in Roman. Or I guess Apollo. No, Apollo's the god of the sun. Artemis is the god of the moon. Gaia, yeah. So anyway, yeah, I can probably take this back down now. I lowered my orbit slightly. I might lower it a little more just to make sure I don't pop back out. Just to be on the safe side there. $25 is good. I don't think I'm going to come back out at 25. So I can just fast forward. I collected all my science, so it's sitting nice and safe inside the... capsule on Jebediah. I did collect these guys, right? Yeah. Just trying to make sure. Ooh, oh. Ah, camera's flipping around because I hit the atmosphere. So, I have a little bit of fuel left, so one thing I can do is just slow myself down a little bit. That'll just make things slightly safer. The sun and moon each have two gods attributed in Greek myth. Apollo and Helios for the sun. Okay, yeah. Helio is generally the word in astronomy used for the sun, like heliocentric. And then there's the Roman soul that's also sometimes used, but not really. It's used more so in science fiction. Same with Luna for the moon. But yeah, Apollo and Helios for the sun, Artemis and Selene for the moon. Yes, that sounds right. Selene. I'm trying to think of any word that uses Selene in reference to the moon. Actually, oh god, what am I doing? I don't need to be slowing myself down this much. I'd rather land on the day side too. Okay, let's just eject. We're all good. Okay. Selene. Sorry, I just need to... Oh, actually, I'll let this continue playing. I just need to answer a message here. What is the difference between them? Like, I'm assuming they have different roles or something? Maybe? Like, they're both related to the sun and moon in different ways or something? Re-entry, yep. And a pretty smooth one. We did okay. I slowed down too much though. I would have rather land on the day side just because so you could actually see what's happening. But yeah, there's Minmus, that little dot right there. So that's Kerbin's other moon that you can go to, and it's actually slightly easier. I should deploy that parachute. It's actually slightly easier to land on Minmus. It's slightly harder to get there, but it is much easier to land because it has much lower gravity. So it's actually better for beginners because of that. Landing is pretty hard, like if you've never done it before. Correct. Helios and Selene are the embodiments of their respective bodies. Okay. Right, because Apollo isn't the sun. He's associated with the sun because you know, the flying too close to the sun thing. I don't actually know what the story is, but I believe Apollo and Artemis got credit for movements and some auxiliary elements. Okay. Interesting. Okay, that makes a lot of sense actually, because yeah, Helios is often used to refer to the sun, but Apollo never is. Oh shit, yeah, you're right, it's Icarus. What was it that Apollo? Apollo had like the chariot of fire or something? Was that right? I don't remember. But yeah, yeah, Helios is often, well, I mean, there's heliocentric, there's the heliosphere, there's probably many other words. Selene, though, I'm trying to think of if Selene is ever used in reference to the moon, but I can't think of any. In most depictions, that's correct. I can talk about myth all day. Yeah. Yeah. It is pretty interesting. Especially considering how, you know, all the planets and everything are named that way. So you got like, it is interesting. It kind of gives them some humanity almost, like it personifies them somewhat. Let's do, oh, this is just grassland, so I'm not going to get anything new here. Okay, recover. Okay, 139. Ooh. Got a lot of money. And he leveled up, yep, because of the orbit. So, mission control, do I got a new explore the moon? Expires in 1 day if I don't accept it. I definitely want to do this. Fly by the moon, gather scientific data from the moon, return to Kerbin from a... So I don't actually have to land yet. I just need to fly by. Which, if I can get into space, flying by the moon is not that bad. I kind of want to do this one, Ferry Tourist, just because it's pretty easy. Like, they don't even want to go into orbit. They all just want suborbital. Like, that's a bunch of easy money. So I might just take this one for the money. So that's the thing about that's kind of the thing about career mode is you kind of have to keep your money in mind. So doing some easy missions here and there just for the money is usually pretty good. So general construction is what I need for the crew cabin. I mean, I can also unlock some of the more advanced stuff. Heavy rocketry, fuel systems, or propulsion systems, fuel systems. You know, fuel ducts, those are pretty useful. Drain valve. Advanced construction, if I get the thing before it. Oh yeah, hinges and stuff. I've never really played with the hinges and stuff. Those are kind of newer. Like they weren't in the game back in the day. Yeah, because there's even helicopter blades now. Like, that's all new stuff to me. Lander stuff. I mean, I'll be needing that stuff soon, but probably not right away. Advanced flight control. I mean, that's stuff that's going to be good to have soon. Storage units. Now, the hitchhiker storage container is good because you can throw a bunch of guys in it. I just don't know if I can build a rocket big enough to actually make use of it yet. Rover wheels are cool. I mean, I can also send rovers. Like, I could send a rover to the moon before I actually land Kerbals, if I wanted to. Which I do sometimes, but... solar panels are good for longer missions because you need power for certain things in order to like turn the capsule around. It's kind of a hard choice. I'll probably just go for this crew cabin. 2 crew cabins can fit 4 guys on it, so the only problem will be landing that, actually. Could you use the moon to kind of slingshot yourself back to Kerbin? Yes. That's a hard thing to plan you know, you kind of have to do more calculation for that than I think most people really do. Because, you know, once your orbit is going to intercept the moon, it'll tell you, and then you can do adjustments. But, you know, there's only really so much you can adjust. So if you don't get lucky and kind of end up doing that right, I mean, people who are really good at the game, for sure, yeah, they can just set themselves on like a free return trajectory, which is what that's called, where they don't even have to use their engines anymore. They just, you know, burn to intercept the moon, and then they just let themselves float the whole way around the moon and come back, slingshotting around. It's definitely possible. Whether I can do it is a different question. Plane parts don't really need. Flight control is useful, but not as essential. I think the crew cabin is a good thing for me to get, because then I can still get one of these. I will need landing parts soon. Space exploration. I mean, rover wheels. These little science stations. I've never actually used those. Those are also a fairly recent addition. The repair kits. Yeah, that's all kind of new stuff. Miniaturization. Yeah. Electrics. Electrics is a good one to have. Because... yeah, you don't want to run out of power. And you also get lights, which, if you end up on the dark side of the moon when you're landing, you definitely want to have lights. Fuel systems is good for big... I mean, heavy rocketry is good for bigger rockets, obviously. Propulsion systems... fuel systems, I don't know what to pick. Advanced construction. I'll probably want to go like heavy rocketry before long. Aerodynamics I'm less concerned about because I don't do much. Helicopters, yes. There are apparently helicopters in the game. I didn't actually realize this until I started playing it again recently. I don't know how to build a helicopter. I mean, this is kind of more so along the lines of what I would need as the lander stuff. I might be better off just grabbing these two and rounding out all of... there. I'm in a pretty good spot here, I guess. I do have 2 missions on. Right, so I want to do the tourist mission. Can this ship do that? Well, if I throw out the science... well, no, the tourists have to make it back alive, too. That's the trick. That's the kicker. Oh, no. I don't like that the tourists have to come back alive, too. That makes things harder. Because what I could do is just throw... I mean, I could even do a robotic mission. Just send the tourists up with a probe, controlling it. Where actually is the... under utility? I don't actually need the communications either, because that's just for sending science back. Because, like, yeah, I got 4 guys, and I would want to do this, right? But is that going to re-enter safely and land safely, is the question. Because I could throw a heat shield on there. Not the little one. But the question is, you know, will this actually... point in the right direction? Because, like, this is heavy. Mass 0.746 tons. And S. Oh, that's actually heavier. So this should actually point itself in the right way. I just need to make sure I put enough parachutes on this. Utility. Drogue chutes, radial mount parachutes. So yeah, I'll probably want like that and that. Just to make sure. The trick is keeping the people who want to pay me alive. Yeah, that's the trick, isn't it? They want to pay me and I don't want to have to keep them alive. I mean, that's just any business, isn't it? Okay, will this work? That's the scary thing, is I could go through and do this. I'm mainly worried about re-entry. Will this, because I mean, slap enough parachutes on it and you can land anything, but will this burn up on re-entry? That's the scary part. I mean, I guess we can just try it. Well, first I mean, I could try this without the tourists to test it, to make sure it's safe, but I don't have that kind of money. So this is gonna kind of be like a early access beta test situation. Right. Actually, I can rename this. Let's call this the Tourist Express. Save it. And launch it. We got my tourists in there, and yeah, basically they just want to go on a suborbital flight. Suborbital's pretty easy, so I should do okay. And let's launch. The really crazy thing is when you start getting the tourist missions that are like, take me to this like other planet. And it's like, I gotta keep you alive for this whole trip to this other planet and back. Like, that's crazy. Come on. Turn over. Turn over. Come on. Actually, this ship is kind of overkill for this mission because suborbital just means go to space, really. I don't actually need this much fuel. It's definitely kind of overkill. But, oh well. Safety margin, we'll call it. Because, yeah, that, I'm just going to open this just so that I can see when it happens. But this should be more than enough to satisfy them. One thing that's kind of tricky is tourists can't disembark. Like, they can't EVA. So if you, like, screwed up and your ship was stuck somewhere, normally you could send a rescue ship, and then they could just hop out and hop into the rescue ship, but tourists can't actually do that. I just realized, oh my god, I just realized that my stupid face is in front of the Kerbals. So you can't even see them. And look, there they all are. Yep. Okay, they're all happy about their suborbital flight. They just basically need now to get back. And I'm just going to expand my orbit slightly here just so I can return on the day side, because I like that much better. It's much nicer to be on the day side when you're doing stuff, because you can actually see what's happening. Geez, actually, I don't know if this ship could actually reach orbit. Maybe it's not overkill. I mean, it still is overkill, because I could have just come back on the night side, but if I want to come back on the day side, maybe it's not so much overkill. Uh-oh, YouTube error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Oh. I still see the stream. Okay. That might have just been like a momentary thing. Still looks good on our end. Okay. It might have just been like a little glitch, and it's better now, hopefully. Yeah, I just got, yeah, that was kind of freaky. A message just popped up saying YouTube is not receiving enough video for a smooth stream. Strange. Oh well. As long as it's still looking the same as it was, then we're all good. Okay, now let's separate this. I want to make sure that I got my decoupler in the right spot before I actually do this, because that won't be good. I actually kind of want to turn off. I want to save my electric charge, because I'll need that in order to kind of stabilize myself as I re-enter. Okay. Yeah, so the re-entry has already started. Well on the night side. It's not a very good game to watch when everything happens on the night side, but oh well, I try. Okay. Okay, I want you to face retrograde at all times so that the heat shield is actually the thing in front. Crew hatch? There's no crew hatch there. It's underneath the heat shield. Silly. What is retrograde? Retrograde just means opposite the direction I'm going. So there's prograde, which is the direction I'm moving, and retrograde is the opposite that. So, like, if I say, like, I need to face retrograde or burn retrograde, it just means that whatever direction I'm going, I need the engine, or I need the front of the ship to point away from the direction I'm going, and the engine to point toward the direction I'm going. Like, to slow down, you would point retrograde, and then fire the engine to, like, cancel out your speed. Okay, so far so good, because I mean I'm not getting any overheating messages. Oh, 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 no, no, no. No, 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 this is bad. This is bad. This is very bad. No, come on. At least keep wobbling so that, you know, the tourist compartments aren't directly in the heat. Oh no. I think I'm through the worst of it though. What is going on? The ship flipped around. So now instead of the heat shield being the one being heat up the most, the parachute is the thing that's taking all the heat. And I'm also not slowing down as much as I need to be. I'm basically like a bullet. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. I think there's some flaws in the design. Yeah, they did. So I'm going to revert that to vehicle assembly and have a look here. What went wrong? Is the ship okay? No. No. It's not okay. Yeah, so for whatever reason the command module always wants to flip around. I'm not entirely sure how to make this safer, to be honest. I mean, one thing I've done before is I've put the command module on the bottom. It looks a bit silly, but like I've done this before, right? Oh. Oh. Like that? And then I don't even really need that. That parachute's kind of unneeded. What I can do is just put a cone. Like this might work. Since you don't need to orbit, could you use a smaller ship for the tourists? Yeah, I could definitely do a smaller ship. Not much smaller, because I still have to, like, reach space, but... what I could do, I could definitely get rid of a fuel tank to save some... money, if nothing else. So I'll probably do that. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for this and see what happens. I have a feeling this will work. Again, it's a little on the silly side, but I do feel like it will work, so... let's try it. And actually, before I even do it, I'm gonna warp to sunrise, just so that this isn't all in the dark. I should be using that button more. There we go. Good. Okay. So. Oh, wait. Revert to vehicle assembly. I forgot the tourists. Jebediah was flying by himself. Tourist. Now let's launch. Warp to sunrise. And launch. Okay, my warning message about the stream went away and it's saying excellent again. So, if there was anything up, then it should be over now. But yeah, I don't actually know why. Like, I don't know why the game does this, but the command module likes to flip around and be in front, so then you have your thing falling like a dart, you know, as opposed to the heat shield hitting the atmosphere to slow it down, which is what's supposed to be happening. There we go. I don't actually need to turn because just going straight up and down satisfies the thing, but I would rather land in the water. So I am going to turn slightly. The other option I have is just not to ditch the engine and use that to help slow me down. How long will I be streaming? I'm actually going to not be streaming soon because I actually have some food here that I'm gonna go eat after this mission probably. And then I'll probably be streaming again. That'll probably be it for tonight, but I might even just try streaming again even tomorrow. Or maybe in a couple days. I do like streaming. And hopefully I can help draw in some people watching. Maybe some potential subscribers. But I don't know. I also gotta work on some more videos, I think. Okay, so does this so this does satisfy their thing. So now they just have to get back. And to do that, I'm just going to slow down with the engine. Oh, I don't need to... I don't want to have time going too quick here on me. Actually, I might not even heat up that much because this was such a short little flight. I'm not actually going that fast. Because it's the speed that causes, you know, the re-entry heating. So if you're not actually moving that fast, then, you know, I'm only moving 500 meters per second. That's, you know, in terms of space flight, that's pretty slow. So, I mean, I can still use the engine just to... I might not even need the parachutes, actually. I mean, I might as... Ooh. I was gonna say, I might as well still use the parachutes, but then I accidentally... detached, and the parachutes aren't... Okay, now I'm going too fast for the parachutes, I guess? Oh, no. Oh no. I think 300 meters per second is the speed for the parachutes. Okay, we're good. We're fine. Just as long as that other thing doesn't hit us. This looks like an oof. Oh, it is an oof. I wanted to deploy the parachutes, not separate, but the separation was the next thing in the list. But just as long as that thing stays over there and doesn't come back and kill us, we'll be fine. Hopefully it just hits the water and doesn't hurt anybody. There we go. So in the end it was a successful mission. Well, hopefully we don't hit the water and explode with my luck, but as soon as we land, that should satisfy them. I should get a good chunk of change, and that can be put towards maybe going to the moon. Probably in the next stream. Wonder how the tourists will make it back to land. Yeah, normally you would have like a ship that comes out to get them, but I don't actually have any ships, so I guess they're just in for a long swim. I mean, there's an island right there they can swim to. And good. There we go. That looks really weird. Yeah, but there they are. Safe and sound. So recover? Let's see how much money I get. I got 4 science. That's interesting. Oh no, I have 4 science. I got 0.2 science. No floating physics? There is basic floating physics. It probably looked weird because I still had my stability on, so the stability was keeping the ship upright instead of it falling over and floating in the water like it should have. I got some money. Decent little bit. One thing that's funny is the tourists gain experience. Not that, you know, you never see them again once they're done their mission, but whatever. So yeah, I'm actually going to save this as live stream career. And that'll be it for now, because I got some food waiting for me. So, thank you very much for watching. I imagine those of you still here subscribe, but just in case, if you're not subscribed, then you should subscribe if you'd like to see future streams and videos. You know, like this stream, that helps, and yeah, that's about it. I don't know when my next stream will be, but hopefully I'll have that figured out soon. Could even be tomorrow, could be the next day. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching.